I would say it is becoming more and more obvious that the majority of people, and that would probably be 99.9% of the general population, have no idea what evil really is about. Yes, we have all heard about hell. We have seen paintings of Hieronymus Bosch and probably laughed at the exquisite renditions of little devils in a seemingly dystopian landscape, which was, for most of us, just the immense imagination of the artist. So it has come as a bit of a shock as the events of the last 12 months unfolded since March 2020, to be accurate, to really get a very, very different view, or potentially a different view of what our reality is really all about. Yes, we have heard things about there being the dualistic viewpoint and the world being the mind being dualistic. I talk about this to traders all the time because I mainly work with traders who have got obviously a first-hand view on the duality of their minds every time they make a trade. However, as in trading, so it is in life. There really is no difference because what goes on in trading also goes on in our minds at large. It goes on in our lives. So therefore, I have created this motto as in trading, so it is on life, which is on my it's my signature email signature thing. So here we are. Some of us are waking up faster than others. It has to be said, sadly, that the majority of people is still asleep. Make no mistake about this. This begs the question, how many of us do have to wake up in order to create the shift we need in our environment, the shift we need in this world to turn this dystopian reality around, which is all pervasive. And I think that is becoming clearer than it's ever been before, that it is indeed all pervasive. It goes through the philosophical, psychological aspects, the subtle energy reality, right down to the three-dimensional reality. And here exactly is the problem. The majority of people do not understand that we are dealing with a war. The war is against us, and this war is spiritual in nature. Yes, you are experiencing it in a very, very painful way in the three-dimensional world, but this is not about the three-dimensional world at all. That is an illusion. The three-dimensional world is only a mere 4% of your existence. And the reason you think it is all of your existence is that you have been artificially, and I repeat, artificially kept in a very narrow frequency band. All information, everything you see about your world comes through the frequency band on which you emotionally and physically and mentally reside, and that's how you get your information. Hence the saying, as you are, so you see the world, which is very, very true. Um, so really there are two aspects to this. The first thing is understanding that this is both physical and non-physical, and that 96% of your reality and 90% of what is unfolding here in the so-called three-dimensional world is actually unfolding on a much, much broader and very, very little understood realm, and that is in the three-dimensional world. And because that is so, this thing has been able to take a hold of us, because what has been done to us through external factors, this is non-human. It is a form of an artificial kind of creation and intelligence which is in the universe. It is a part of the universe, but it is not, let me repeat, it is not of the human template. It seeks to destroy the human template. It seeks to destroy the human spirit. It seeks to destroy our culture. Excuse me. And everything that is of value to us, everything that is of joy, that is of peace, that is of harmony, that is of vision, which is the beautiful creative side of the human template. And from all what I can see and researched, it seems to be pretty unique in our universe. And I'm not alone with this opinion. You know, many of the wisdom texts are talking about this in one form or other. So this intelligence, and it is an intelligence, this force is hugely intelligent, most intelligent than us. And it also has got the ability to manipulate in a very deceitful way without us noticing it, and therefore without us consciously knowing it, because this force, this intelligence, operates on many different layers, many different dimensional layers, and it is 100% congruent. By contrast, humans who are emotional, they change their minds often, they are unpredictable, they are not 100% congruent. Most of us aren't. And this is one of the work I do with traders all the time, how to become congruent in your decision making. And this is something which is very important for all of us, and it stands us in good stead to learn how to become more congruent. And one of the things to become more congruent is learning to think from the heart, because the heart transcends all duality. The heart sees, and because it's not dualistic and it doesn't judge, it has the ability to see everything. You too can learn how to do this, because I have created a very beautiful program. I will not go into this now. This video is not about the program. It's called Healing from Your Heart, but you can see it on my website. And yeah, I put the link in the little box downstairs for you to look at if you're interested. So that's one thing. We can become, if you like, more intelligent, more all-encompassing by learning to feel and think and act from the heart. Now, here is the thing. This intelligence, the nature of this very intelligence, nefarious force we are dealing with, which from our perspective, from the human perspective, is of course pure evil, because it is directly attacking us. It wants our life force. It wants our spirit. It wants our soul. It wants the soul of the earth, because those things are of creation, or should I say of the creatrix, because the original creation is female in nature. So they have at some point figured that they can live of the emotions, the beauty, the feeling we have, and that keeps them alive, because they do not have feelings, they do not have a soul, they do not have a heart in the sense as we have, and they are not creative. They are robotic and mechanical in nature. So in order for them, as they have discovered, we are a fantastic food source for them, if they can find a way of succouring from us. And this has been refined for mega thousands of years. They have not just appeared, they have been here probably for 500,000 years. There is a plan And the plan has been developed over a long time, and they've been suckering here, suckering there, suckering a little bit there, staging events, staging wars, instilling fear in us, instilling illness in us. Illness is not in the human template. Illness is an external element that has been induced on the human populace. Make no mistake, very important to understand. And incidentally, I encourage you to please sign up to my newsletter. Yes, my website says Mental Strategies for Traders. We have gone beyond this because this is now for everybody who wants to learn, who is prepared to see beyond the facade and go to the reality of the matter. So I encourage you, I urge you to sign up to my newsletter, because I think you will find you'll get very, very interesting information. Because what I always say to my trading clients, unless your brain is coherent, unless you learn to think from the heart and align it with the brain, unless you make sure your environment is harmonious and flows to the energy of love, you cannot trade. That's where we are at today. Yes, it used to be different some years ago, but today and moving forward, this is our top priority. Why? I will spell it out for you. The nefarious intelligence cannot live in the love energy. It does not understand it, and it must destroy it, because the more we live in the love energy, the less they have to feed from us, because the more we are in love, the higher, of course, our vibration is, and also the less acid our environment becomes. In other words, it becomes once again life force creating. They have inverted all this, they have destroyed all this, they have created an acid environment, they have created acid minds, and they have created acid food. And this is done by instilling fear, by meddling with our food sources, by meddling with the chakras of the earth, the chakras of the environment, and of course with our own chakras, infiltrating them with negative information, with false information about our history, where we come from, what we are, what our template is, what we are capable of. Very, very, very important to understand. In fact, you understanding this and acting on this information, your survival as a human being, the survival of your soul, depends on not only understanding this, it depends on integrating this fully and acting on it. This is what my work is all about. This is my mission, to do make my contribution to this, in the hope that more will see it and more people will understand what it is all about, so that we have a chance to survive this. It's not going to be easy. It requires steadfastness, but above all, it requires that you understand that, okay, by all means, go out and protest, but ultimately it is about becoming more of your original template, so that you become less acid, that you become kinder, that you become more compassionate, that you understand, rather than going into anger and fear and fighting out of desperation and forcing your will on something that is trying to control you. That is trying to control you will fight back. And believe you me, they know the laws of the universe extremely well. They have been using them, applying them by inverting them for millennia. This has not come up overnight. It is so apparent, for at least for those of us who can see and are prepared and courageous enough to look where most people don't want to look because it's uncomfortable and also painful. But they know all this. They understand. They have studied us. They have studied our psychology. They know how we operate, and they have over thousands of years refined the techniques using the laws of the universe to get us to consent without even realizing it to what they are doing. Nothing can be done without your consent. That is a foundational universal law. These intelligent entities know this extremely well. So the universal law doesn't say that you have to be fully aware of everything before you refuse or give consent. No, this is where the deceit element comes in. This can be done through deceiving you, through misinforming you, because the onus is on you to look with open eyes, to be discerning, to tune into your given innate skills of the heart, of the third eye, combining those with your cognition, with your cognitive abilities, because all these things put together give you everything to see what you need to see to be resilient and to make the right decisions in your lives. Okay, this has been systematically conditioned out of us. That is the issue. Hence, we have forgotten, literally forgotten, how to do it. We got trapped in the amnesia which has been externally induced on us. When you understand this, and it's very, very important to understand this, then you know that, okay, it's not your fault. We are where we are at. And now the question is, can we turn this around? And what must we do? And we absolutely must do this. There are no ifs and buts and maybes anymore. That time is absolutely over, and it's becoming clearer, clearer, and clearer by the day as the screws are being tightened on humanity. Because, as I said, the intelligence is very, very intelligent. They knew this was coming. So they also know time is running out, because there is something built into the human template that furthers ascension, and that ascension is going on unless it can be cut off. This is the thing. They are attempting to cut it off so that they can continue with their plan and stay alive. It's their lives against our lives. It's as simple as that. So, yes, it is a war. Make no mistake. There is no whitewashing this. It is them or us. The question is, how do you operate now? And if any of you have read The Art of War, and I encourage everybody to read it, it contains very, very important insights on how one must conduct oneself. And the first and most important thing is, and we've all failed here, I say failed, or where we're certainly lacking in this compartment, is understanding what we are dealing with. Understanding negativity, because who wants negativity? I don't, you don't. No, my work has always been about beauty and promoting love, and I always thought for a very long time that this was enough, even though for quite a number of years I've known a lot more of what really is going on in the background and how it is being done. I chose, for the most part, to keep silent about it. I have only spoken about this to members of my mailing list, where we do monthly webcasts for certain members who joined these monthly calls, where I do talk about this. Because I know not everybody is ready for this. However, because of where we are right now in our timeline, and this is becoming so crucial, I have decided to devote more of my time to explaining some of it, not all of it, because I know everybody has got their own time frame in which they are waking up, and there is no point in frightening an already frightened brain which is incoherent more. So therefore, my feeling is it is important to impart on you information where you understand better the urgency of it, where you understand better what we are dealing with, and that you have been deceived, so that you still have a choice, that you are not manipulated into taking certain actions in the name of your so-called health, which is doing exactly the opposite. That is another thing, very, very important to understand, very important for you to research all this. For example, what are viruses and things like this? The WHO has answered this very, very clearly, and I have sent out this information to members of my mailing list. So this is just stuff you will get from me, so that you free yourself and liberate yourself to make better and more informed decision, when some of you, I realize, will not know where to start to do the research. So and that's no crime. We have all started from some place of relative innocence. Some of us, I include myself here, have always had a very keen need, desire, call it what you like, to understand the nature of reality. So in this sense, those of us who have done this have come across some frightening and unpalatable information, very early on in our lives. I certainly have, and many a time I would turn away because I couldn't handle it anymore, only to find that curiosity is bigger than anything else, and I would go back and do more research. Okay, this is me. Everybody is different, and there is no right or wrong here. But if you are at this place where you are beginning to understand that, where it is dawning on you that something else than what you thought is going on, well, you will be needing the support to help you, to guide you, to go deeper, understand it better. As I said, there is no judgment here. So again, I urge you, join my mailing list and my newsletter, and don't let it put you off that it says mentor strategies for traders. It's not just for traders. We are all human beings first and foremost, and the costume we wear, me, the coach, the trader, the teacher, the mentor, whatever else, they are just costumes we wear. So just look at it. Okay, Mercedes Östermann van Essen is sitting in front of you here in her costume as the mentor and bringer of, I hope, stop more enlightened information. Okay, I thank you very much for having taken the time to watch this video, and I hope to welcome you on my mailing list. And please, of course, if this video spoke to you, if you feel it might help somebody else, please like it and share it. I depend on you to do this, to help spread the word, and together we help each other, and we'll help humanity and our planet. Thank you for watching again.